In honor of the 2025 World Series starting tonight, I wanted to talk about what I think have been the three best World Series of the past decade. At number 3, I've got the 2019 World Series. While this series lacked a lot of the drama and the close games that we'll come to see in the top two, we were treated to a real underdog's tale when the Washington Nationals defeated the mighty Houston Astros, who probably fielded their best lineup in team history that season. What earns this series a spot in the top 3 was the Nationals' late comeback in Game 7, led by none other than an old Howie Kendrick, which no one saw coming. At number 2, you know this one had to be here. I've got the 2016 World Series between the Cleveland Indians and Chicago Cubs. Kinda similar to 2019, this World Series was nothing special up until Game 7, when the baseball gods decided to treat us to arguably the greatest game in the history of the sport. The game was looking like it was going to be a runaway victory for the Cubs until some wild pitches and poor fielding in the 5th inning brought Cleveland back into the game. Chicago held on to the lead though, and in the 8th inning, thinking they had the game in the bag, decided to bring in their unhittable closer Aroldis Chapman to close out the rest of the game. They didn't have it in the bag though, as this man right here, Rajai Davis, hit one of the biggest home runs in the history of the sport to tie the game in the 8th. Despite a rain delay after the 9th inning, the Cubs were able to stay hot and put together a scrappy scoring effort in the 10th and never look back. And to cap off one of the best stories in the history of baseball, the Chicago Cubs won their first World Series in over 100 years. So what could possibly top this and take the number 1 spot? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2017 World Series. I mean, this series had it all, man. Walk-offs, extra inning battles, trash cans, and lots of home runs. Game 2 was looking like it was going to go down as arguably the best World Series game of this decade, until it was completely overshadowed by Game 5, the greatest baseball game I've ever seen. This game saw the lead switch 4 different times, almost all on big home runs, and it ended with a final score of 13-12 in 11 innings. I mean, there's been countless NFL games already this year with lower scores than that. It was a dramatic matchup between the clear 2 best teams in baseball that year, and it ended with the now controversial Houston Astros winning their first World Series in franchise history. It's been a few years since we've had a truly great World Series, so hopefully this year's lives up to the hype of some of the ones I talked about today. Let me know in the comments, how do you think this series is going to go? Personally, I got the Dodgers in 5.